you go on an adventure, you're just exposing yourself to unlimited potential of living and learning, and just the things you see on the way, and the elements of surprise. It's just, it really is good living. And even if it's not a long way, it doesn't really matter. It's still like a micro adventure in itself, and you know, you're exposed to all the elements, and you generally learn to appreciate nature. It's pretty amazing, and it's really good for your personal growth as well. You know, just getting out of your day-to-day comfort zone and having a look around. The probability of finding a little bit of magic is still high if you go out and continue searching. So you're gonna get those moments where it's just absolutely beautiful, good waves if you're lucky, but also just taking in your surroundings. I think that's really important too. I feel very lucky to live in a happy and healthy environment, and that's something I hold really close to me, and I cherish that, and I try and look after the places that I go to. I don't want to see them trashed in any way, so I try and tread lightly and just leave it as it is. Growing up around the ocean, fishing was one of the first things that I was introduced to, and that was not just in a sport aspect by any means. It was a way of getting food. See it as just a way of being self-sufficient, and you know, if I can feed my friends and family too, and that's just another bonus. But it's a lot more than just throwing something in the water or trying to catch a fish or a trophy fish. There's a lot more to it than that. It's a good place to be observant and really kind of take in your environment. You know, you've got to see things that are going on. You've got to pay attention to the things that you hear and be aware of the ocean, the way the tides are changing, all that kind of thing. So it's a great learning place. And you know, you can walk away with a nice meal at the end of the day, and that's just a bonus. Surfing's good for the soul, there's no doubt about it. I can't think of anyone who would say that they don't feel cleansed in some way after getting out of the water. And everyone has their own interpretation of it. I think if you were to ask me 10 different times what it meant to me, I would probably give you 10 different answers on different occasions. But I think the draw card that's most apparent is the fact that it feels good. It's primarily about having fun in my eyes, so it's pretty important to have a few different boards in the quiver and try and make that right judgment to get as much fun out of the surf as possible. But there's endless ways to do it, and your board choice can be a big factor. Recently I've been thoroughly enjoying having a varied quiver. Twin fins, I would say, have been my go-to, but there's all sorts of things. What I like about twin fin is that it's lively, and it just, you can kind of get that feel of taking the board where you want it to go, and I like that. It's not like you have to really go radical if you don't want to, but they just seem to draw a nice line, and it feels good, more importantly than anything. Sometimes it's not even about surfing. There's times when you're kind of happy to see the ocean just kind of lay still for a while, and you can really just soak in the other things that are going on. You know, there's heaps of fun to be had if you know where to look and know how to make your own fun. I think that's really important too. Laugh at yourself, I think. That's what I love to do a lot anyway. I laugh at myself constantly, and you know, you can't take things too seriously. It's a good skill to have, I think, to see the potential of having fun in something, and it's endless.
Everyone I know talks to me way too slow. I lose track what they say before they walk away. I told you once before, ain't gonna say no more. Next time you come clothed in inquisitive suits, I'll consider myself me.